Diamonds and toads. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village at the edge of a forest, there lived a widow and her two daughters. The elder, Clarice, was the very image of her mother, sharp-tongued, proud, and vain. The younger, Marianne, was gentle, patient, and kind-hearted, just like her late father. Their cottage was humble, with ivy creeping up the stone walls and a small garden of herbs and wild flowers that Marianne tended daily. But despite the simple beauty of their life, the house was full of discord. The widow loved her elder daughter dearly, too dearly, and could see no fault in her. Clarice was indulged in every way, praised for every word, excused for every cruelty. She dressed in ribbons and lace, even when there was barely enough bread on the table. Marianne, by contrast, wore plain dresses, mended at the hem and sleeves. She did all the work, fetching water from the distant well, washing clothes, cooking, cleaning, and tending the fire in winter. Her mother's voice was sharp whenever she spoke to her. "Stop daydreaming, Marianne. You will never be anything but a servant if you keep your head in the clouds." But Marianne did not answer back. She had learned long ago that kindness was the only armor she could afford. One summer afternoon, the sun was fierce upon the fields and the air shimmered with heat. The widow realized there was no water left in the house. "Marianne, go to the well at once, the one beyond the orchard. It's the freshest. Take the largest jug. Don't dawdle." It was nearly a mile away, and the path wound through dry grass and thickets of briar. But Marianne said nothing. She lifted the jug, tied a kerchief over her hair, and set off. The air was heavy with the buzzing of bees, and her feet brushed the dust of the path. By the time she reached the old stone well, her arms were trembling with fatigue. She lowered the bucket, filled her jug carefully, and sat on the edge to rest a moment. Then she heard a faint voice. "My dear child, might I trouble you for a drink of water?" "Of course, ma'am. You must be very much parched in this heat." Marianne drew fresh water from the well. Holding it carefully, she offered it to the old woman. "You are too kind, my dear. Not many would serve a stranger so sweetly." "It's nothing, ma'am. You looked thirsty and I was here." "It is not nothing, child." She straightened slowly, and in an instant, her form shimmered and changed. She was no longer a beggar, but a fairy, glowing faintly like moonlight. "Oh, forgive me, I did not know." "You have done no wrong, child. You have shown a pure heart. From this day forth, every word you speak shall be a gift to the world. Flowers and jewels shall fall from your lips, the mirror of your kindness." Before Marianne could find words to thank her, the fairy vanished like mist in sunlight. Still trembling, Marianne lifted her jug and hurried home. When she reached the cottage, her mother and sister were waiting, impatient and cross. "At last! Did you fall asleep at the well? Give me that water." "Oh, sorry, mother." As she spoke, diamonds and roses fell from her mouth. Her mother gasped. "Oh my goodness! Diamonds, roses! Tell me, child, where did you get them?" Marianne stammered, and as she spoke, more jewels, pearls, sapphires, and delicate blooms fell from her lips. The floor sparkled with them. Clarice gasped. "Mother, she's bewitched!" "Bewitched? Nonsense! This is fortune smiling upon us." Her mother gripped Clarice's arm. "You must go to that well at once. Do exactly as your sister did, and we shall be twice as rich." Clarice was not pleased. The thought of walking a mile in the sun and fetching water like a servant made her wrinkle her nose. But when she saw the pile of diamonds glittering on the table, she changed her mind. The dust clung to her shoes, and the heat made her flush with irritation. When she reached the well, she bent to fill her jug. But before she could lift it, a figure appeared beside her. It was the fairy again, this time looking like a beautiful princess. "Good day, madame. Might I kindly have a sip of water? I have not come here to serve strangers. If you're thirsty, draw your own water." "You would deny water to one who thirsts? I would deny it to anyone who thinks me a servant. I came here for my own business, not yours." "Then you shall be rewarded according to your heart." Clarice blinked, startled, but shrugged. "What nonsense," she muttered, and began the long walk home. "Well, my darling," said the widow when she saw her, "did you meet her? What did she say?" "Some old fool asked me for water, but I sent her away." Before she could finish, a toad leapt from her mouth and landed on the floor. Then another and another. The next word brought a snake, coiling and hissing. "What is this? Stop it! Stop it at once!" But Clarice could not. Each angry word brought another creature slithering from her lips. The room filled with croaking and hissing until the widow fled into the yard, crying out in despair. "This is your doing. You've cursed your sister." "No, mother, Get out! You have brought ruin on your sister and on me. Get out! Get out now!" The sun had just begun to set when Marianne left the house. She walked toward the forest, her eyes wet with tears. But not far along the road, a carriage approached, a fine one, drawn by white horses, and inside sat the Prince Mo, returning from a hunt. When he saw the girl walking alone, he ordered the driver to stop. "Young woman, are you in trouble?" "No trouble, my lord, only sorrow." As she spoke, pearls and lilies fell from her mouth. "What miracle is this?" Her voice was soft as birdsong, and with every word she uttered, beauty itself seemed to take form around her. Petals on the breeze, jewels glinting in the light. The prince was utterly enchanted. "Come with me. My father must meet the maiden whose words are jewels." Marianne hesitated, but something in his eyes, honest and gentle, made her trust him. She climbed into the carriage, and they rode to the royal palace. The king and queen had received her in the grand hall. When she curtsied and greeted them, diamonds rolled across the marble floor. The courtiers gasped, and the queen's eyes widened. "Such grace, such modesty. Surely heaven has blessed you." "And what reward could be fitting for such virtue?" asked the king. "If she will have me, father, let that be her reward," said the prince. The king studied the girl for a long moment, then nodded. "So be it. A woman whose words bear flowers will surely make the kingdom bloom." And so Marianne became the prince's bride. Her wedding gown shimmered like moonlight, and wherever she spoke, blossoms scattered along her path. The people loved her for her kindness, humility, and radiant smile. Back in the village, things grew bleak. The widow, in her bitterness, found no comfort in her riches. The jewels she had gathered seemed dull and worthless now that her kind daughter was gone. As for Clarice, no one dared speak to her. The creatures that leapt from her mouth drove people away in fear and disgust. Even her mother at last could not bear it. "You brought shame and misery on us both. Leave this house and never return." Clarice fled into the woods, weeping and cursing, but every curse brought more toads and snakes. She wandered, friendless and unloved, until at last she vanished from the world. Years passed. Under the gentle reign of the prince and his fairy-born bride, the kingdom flourished. The poor were fed, the fields were tended, and the air of kindness seemed to ripple from the palace outward. Whenever the queen spoke, her words brought light and joy. Their children grew up in the same spirit, humble, generous, and wise. Beauty fades and wealth crumbles, but a gentle heart will shine forever.